Here are the three things that are slowing down your manifestations. Number one, coming from a place of neediness or lack. The energy of wanting and of needing is very different than from the energy of having your desires. So when you're in the energy of wanting, of neediness, of lack, you're keeping your manifestation at bay. Why is that? Because we only exist in the present moment. So what you want, what you desire is not out there somewhere in the future. That is why you engage your imagination. That's why if you listen to any manifestation teachers, whoever they are, whether it's self-concept or law of assumption, they all tell you to live from the end or assume the identity or embody the persona of the person who already has what they want. But not only think from that place, but believe from that place and feel from that place. That's where your mind matters, what you're thinking and what you're telling yourself. You don't want to come from a place of lack. You want to believe and know and feel that you already have what you want. You want to come from a place of wholeness and completeness and having your desires and your manifestations already fulfilled, that you're living from the place of the ideal version of yourself, not from lack, not from neediness, because what you're telling the universe is that you don't have enough and you recreate more of the same. So always create it first in your mind, which brings me to number two, staying in the energy of the problem. Again, neediness and lack is staying in the energy of the problem. And when we focus too much on what is going on our current reality, we're really in a loop or in a cycle of recreating the same thing. That's the law of increase. What you focus on expands. So if your mind and your mindset and your gaze and your attention is focused on the problem, you're going to attract more of that. But if you shift into the energy of the solution, of your desired outcome, of your wish fulfilled, that it's what you're going to align with and harmonize. It's a higher vibration, it's a higher alignment, and it allows for everything to move into place in your present reality. Remember, all that exists is the present moment, and you have control over what you're aligning with and harmonizing with and what you're creating. So the future, you create it in your mind and know and feel and believe and live from the place of already having it. Whether it's Abraham Hicks or Neville Goddard or any of those teachers, Eckhart Tolle, they all talk about the same thing. Take your attention off of the problem. If you are focused on war, you're going to get more war. But if you focus on peace, on the solutions, that's where your energy and your attention and your creative power is going. Okay. And number three, externalizing everything. Again, which ties into all of my other 2 points. When we think and believe that things are happening to us and not from us, and it's very easy to do. I, for the longest time, lived in a victim mindset, thinking that things were happening to me, that there was some power outside of me controlling everything. Again, and the more I identified with that mindset, the more I recreated it. When I understood law of assumption and the role that I was assuming and my self-concept and that I was recreating everything, then I started changing the beliefs that I had about myself, telling myself that I was loved, that I was worthy, that I was deserving and approving of myself. So whenever you're dealing with someone in your external reality or your 3D, whatever you want to call it, you always want to go within and ask yourself, what is this showing me about me? What do I need to learn from this? What do I need to change? How can I look at this differently? And usually there's a limiting belief that we've attached that we're holding on to, an assumption that isn't true. And we're able to shift and change it just by changing a belief. A belief is just a thought that we keep having over and over again. And a belief becomes a habit. And that's what we're creating and attracting. Remember, we have that power of creation. That's what we're drawing into our lives. So simply change that thought and start creating new thoughts, new conversations. And that's where imagination again comes into play. Because as you exist in your current reality, go into your imagination and tell yourself new things, new thoughts, new beliefs. And as you engage that part of your mind more, it cements in your subconscious mind and you will attract it, you will align with it. So it's a practice from externalizing everything to going within and saying and knowing that you have the power to transform your entire life. It is a practice, it is a process. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Let me say that again. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and the more awareness you have, and the more limiting beliefs you will become aware of that you're holding on to. It is a lifetime process and journey, but I promise you, you will understand and realize just how powerful you are. And you can change your entire world by changing the way you look at things and the way you look at yourself.